And welcome everyone, thank you very much for joining me today in my latest episode on the Red Men, the Mighty Reds. We got Seville and Manchester City coming up very soon. I'm so excited and bet you are as well. First game back in the Champions League in a long time. That's coming up this week as well. International break has finished. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank the Lord. I bet you are happy as well. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's at his first visit to Melwood today, which is absolutely fantastic. Obviously, he'd done his medical up there in the England training camp when he secured his move on transfer deadline day. But I've got Phil Coutinho, Ronaldinho, the absolute Brazilian legend. He's talked about Phil's situation and his professionalism. So, absolute wise words from Ronnie. Obviously, he speaks to Phil on a regular basis, as he says on this. But I bring that interview to you. Obviously, you've got a little update on Nathaniel Clyne. Obviously, I brought it to you 2 days ago about that situation. And obviously, Emre Can is the main one, which I'll be talking about in this little second, about his surrounding his contract situation. But first off, shout out to Ben Woodburn, everyone. Has anyone been watching the lad play for Wales? What a week he is having. He scored for obviously Wales. And the last game, he come on and assisted, obviously, Canu's goal. Well in, lads, and from all Liverpool fans around the world, keep up the good form, lads, because if you keep on bringing these performances into Liverpool's first team, you're going to get a chance, especially with the type of manager Jurgen Klopp is. And for any young kids around in and around close to the first team, you're going to get a chance under this manager. There's no better manager in the Premier League to give youngsters a chance than Jurgen Klopp. You've got the best young... If you're a young player, you're going to get developed by the best European manager that likes to integrate, obviously, young players in. Obviously, him and Diego Simeone are two of the best coaches in the world game currently. But Ben is right, lad, and hopefully bring that form straight into Liverpool's season, because I cannot wait. And especially if you bring that in, lad, go ahead. Score against City or Seville, go ahead, lad. But yeah, let's get started, obviously, into the Emre Can. It's come out from Paul Joyce. He writes in his latest article. I'll leave the story and everything down in the description so you can check that out. But it's basically the Emre Can is looking at him and his representatives. Obviously, he hasn't signed his contract, which is a frustration from me mainly, and obviously all yous as well. Emre is going to be a player with huge potential, and he's entering, obviously, the last year of his contract. I'm disappointed from the club's perspective of not tying him down. This should have been done, and this shouldn't have even been allowed to happen. It's a thing that, obviously, Arsenal they do. Obviously, they've done it with Sanchez and Ozil. They run their players down, but Emre Can's obviously the first player in a long time. Obviously, if you go back, Steve McMahon, obviously, when he went to Real Madrid, he told the club that he wasn't going to sign a contract, but Emre's not come out and said he won't sign a contract, but it's the clause in which his representatives are looking at now. Paul Joyce writes that Emre Can is seeking a release clause in any new deal, and Liverpool are understandably reluctant to agree to such a request. We took advantage of that, obviously, when he was a Bayer Leverkusen, when we signed him. I think it was about around 10 to 12 million we signed him from Germany. But let me know your thoughts on that. Would you put a release clause in Emre Can's contract if it meant him signing one? If so, what would that release clause warrant? Would it be 50, 30, 40? It'd be in Emre Can's hands anyway. But for me, if you can tie him down, and if it meant maybe get him playing for another 2 years, and I don't know, you're leaving the whole contract situation's in Emre's hands. We've left it to run down to this long, so the club have got no bargaining chips. But Emre, whatever Emre Can does, he's got the whole respect from me as well, and I'm sure he has from Liverpool supporters. It's guttering. I want him to sign, but obviously, hopefully he can give us all, and I'm sure he will, Emre. But he could have in-house told Jurgen Klopp in a one-to-one that he doesn't want to be at the club. But I mean, he doesn't want to really sign. He wants to see. He's in a position, for me, the way I look at it is, he's in a position that he's been given. If you got other clubs or any jobs coming into for your interviews, whatever way of life you are, you're obviously going to look round. You're obviously going to look round, see if there's any other offers. But for me, Emre's right to do that, and hopefully Liverpool give him a good enough contract that he signs, and whether that's got a release clause in, as long as he signs and he's got the whole backing of every single one of us, that if he does sign. But the last couple of games we all seen, he's come into the forefront of his ability. He's become a lot more consistent. My man Emre, that performance against Arsenal, absolute standout performer for me. And for me, hopefully he has an absolutely amazing season. He gets his contract signed. But yeah, that's come from Paul Joyce today on the Emre Can situation. And I'll go into obviously Ronaldinho's quotes today. He's come out and talked about Phil's situation and what, obviously Ron obviously come from PSG and he moved to Barcelona, so he knows everything to do with Barcelona. These are quotes coming from the absolute legend Ronaldinho. This season, Liverpool, will see him give everything for the club. This is the sort of player he is. Obviously, Phil Coutinho. Also, no player is going to refuse to play when it's the World Cup at the end of the season. The Liverpool fans have nothing to worry about. I do not believe any of the stories about him refusing to play for the club. I know him. That is not his way. He made it clear that he wanted to join Barcelona this summer. He will be disappointed, as it is a dream for players to want to play for Barcelona. But I'm sure he will get that chance once again. So that's obviously come from the absolute legendary Ronaldinho. I loved him growing up as a kid, obviously. I didn't watch Pele, obviously, given my age, but Ronaldinho, I loved his skills and trickery in that Barcelona team. Obviously, when it was a Paris Saint-Germain back in the day. But obviously, his professionalism, that's something Ronaldinho talks about then. And it's the big one, and it's the World Cup year. Phil would be absolutely silly to miss out. But I think, as Ronaldinho just said then, he knows him personally a lot better than most Liverpool fans. He knows him, and it's weird. It's mainly, I think we've never actually heard Phil Coutinho come out with anything. It's always been people around him talking a load of nonsense. Yeah, he might want to go, but he has not publicly said it. And he could have been getting advised by his agent to like, oh lads, say that you've got a back injury so you don't play, just in case it puts off a potential transfer. These agents get huge, vast fees if players get sold on. So, we've seen it with Raheem Sterling. He was ill-advised. Coutinho's been ill-advised once again. Agents put players in situations. I'm not saying Phil was right or wrong to do whatever he's done. He's still young, but for me, Phil, as Ronaldinho just said then, Phil will give us all this season. I'm pretty sure he will, but Phil's not going to walk into this team. There's no doubt about that. The players that have been playing, Mo Salah, Firmino, Mane, and Emre as well, the lads have been playing absolutely amazing. 7 points out of 9 to start off the season. And yeah, even Phil doesn't really on current form warrant that starting lineup. He's not just going to walk in to that first 11, no doubt about that. But I think hopefully he's on the bench against City and Seville, because Phil Coutinho in our starting 11, if he gives one more season like Suarez did, rightly so, Barcelona will come back in for you, Phil. So yeah, that's just the quotes on obviously Philippe Coutinho, and I've got a show coming up this week as well on your responses from Phil Coutinho, and I'm just going to get all your comments and we can all discuss on that. But yeah, the Nathaniel Clyne injury update, as it was expected when Liverpool released their Champions League squad. It looks like he'll be out for obviously December, January time, which is absolutely guttering, because we just obviously got Adam Lallana last month. He got injured and he's looking like he'll be back until about obviously December, January time as well. Hopefully Adam's back sooner, but Nathaniel Clyne, Joe Gomez and Trent look like they are going to be vying for the first right team spots, obviously right back position. Obviously I've seen all the Arsenal fans going, oh, like literally all of them were saying the same thing. Oh, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's going to be playing right back. But I highly doubt that. We've got two young lads coming into this Liverpool setup, obviously Trent and Gomez, and I very much see them doing an absolutely fantastic job this season. Hopefully they'll be swapping and changing both of them, but they will be very much vying for that right back spot, because it's up for grabs. It's a shame about Nathaniel Clyne, but a couple of seasons back when we didn't have as much squad depth as we got now, it would have been we would have all been like, oh. But Trent's games this last couple of matches and the run-up of the back end of last season, he's been playing decent, hasn't he? And obviously Joe Gomez as well. So that was just a little bit on Nathaniel Clyne. He looks like he'll be back, obviously, about December, January time, which is a shame because he's obviously, if you put them all on form, Nathaniel Clyne is our main choice right back. But we've got, thank you very much everyone that talked on the last video about Nathaniel Clyne, but that was just confirmation from Jurgen Klopp yesterday. I'll leave the whole interview in the description so you can check out what he's had to say. And obviously, yeah, that's mainly it for today. All the latest news, as always. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Really do appreciate it. And thank you very much for all your support. I've hit 1,700 subscribers. That is absolutely ridiculous. I really do appreciate every single one of you. And I love doing the content. And I hope you all enjoy it because I love making the videos. I'm made up, and hopefully these shows are going to get a lot more better eventually, gradually. I'm going to be moving out. I'm obviously going to uni third year. My final year in uni, but I'll be still releasing videos up there anyway. So apologies if there's like a couple of days. I didn't do one yesterday because I was just sorting out a load of stuff for university when I was moving back. But yeah, nice one everyone. I really do appreciate it. Up to dead men, and yeah, I'll be going to the Seville match as well. So I can't wait for that. Champions League back. I can't wait to actually see the Reds back in action in Champions League. But yeah, hopefully you're having a quality day everyone, and I've got a Q&A coming up as well. So if you've got any questions or whatever in general, Liverpool, me, whatever, just leave them in the description as well. I'll be happy to include them as well. Thank you very much everyone. That's coming this week. And up to Reds. Have a quality day, and I'll speak to you very soon.